Good morning and welcome to our today webinar, IGEL UMS 53100 Release Information. My name is Thorsten Lüker. I'm a systems engineer in the pre-sales team in Bremen, and I will take the next 30 minutes to give you an overview about our new firmware release to the Universal Management Suite 53100. Before I start this, one information: if you have any questions about the content of this webinar or even some other things, don't be hesitate to put your question into this question or chat tool of the GoToWebinar. I will answer your questions in between or even at the end of the webinar. Here is the agenda about the things I will talk to you today. The new features and functions of the Universal Management Suite 53100. First of all, the user login history for thin clients has been updated with some new functions. I will talk about it a little bit later. Then there are some new functionalities in the view and in the default directory sections. It's possible to adjust the scroll speed for the navigation tree. Then a new position of the master profiles entry in the navigation tree. Okay. The possibility to see the installed partial updates on a thin client, on a Windows device, or in UMA. And also a new feature, a secure terminal connection. What do I have to do to activate it? And of course, some new admin tasks. Let's go on with the user login history for clients. The challenge was enhance the login history for better reportings or even for more information. And the solution was the user login history has been extended to also for Citrix log-on and log-off. So formerly it was only for the IGEL login and log-off. Now it's also possible for Citrix sessions. And it looks like the way you see here on this screenshot. You see on the left the thin client with the name D.Weinert. Thank you for my dear colleague Daniel Weinert for creating this presentation. And the thin client has his name. And we see on the right in the system information the user login history where we see the username, name at domain, then the login time, and on the right side the logon type. In this case it was shared workplace. It could also be the name of the session that has been started from this user at this time. To use this functionality, you need at least the Linux firmware 5.10.100. Then the updates for views and for default directories. The challenge was improve the usability. What is a default directory? You can realize an automatic including of thin clients in your UMS, or you can do it manually to scan for them and include it. And then they will jump automatically or even manually in the folder thin clients. And it's also possible to create a default directory that a thin client, based on a rule, maybe an IP range or whatever, will jump into a special folder. So all thin clients in a special IP range between this and that IP address will run into the folder IGEL sales, pre-sales or whatever, and get all the settings that are assigned to this folder. And there are some new functionalities. And even to improve the usability of our default directories, solution number one, it is moved from the menu, like before, MISC default directories, to the navigation tree. You see here the UMS, the server, 172.30.67.8, and under it the UMS administration. And in the UMS administration you find the entry default directory routes. If you had some default directories created and already, and make an update to the 53100 UMS version, they will settle over to this directory. Look a little bit different, but I think open it, then you will see how it works. It's just the same settings. How to make a better usability. First thing was to move it to a direct entry in the tree. The second one was add new criterions. Formerly, there were 9 criterions to create this filter to select thin clients that should be run into this default directory. And now there are 58 options. So it's much easier, much more possibilities to create a rule for your default directories. And the third thing is the intelligent criterion search. This means 58 criterions, and you can type in just one or two letters like DA, and then you will find all the entries that contains in DA. So it's much easier to find the right criterion for your default directory. And the same thing in the views. If you never used view, it's you create a filter with the search criterions, and all hits of this filter over all your thin clients will be written in a special report, and this report is named view. There are some new things. The first thing is we improved the usability by organized criterions. You see, it's nearby the same picture than for default directories. But here were for her also, before it was also 56 or 57 different criterions, but now they are organized by headlines like basic information, asset information, and monitor information. So it's a little bit easier to find it. A new criterion is added. The duplex mode means you check this radio button, and then you get a list of all thin clients that are using 2 monitors. And the next solution is the intelligent criterion search, like we had it before, but now we are not looking for DA, we are looking for orgs, and we will find orgs are in the name, network name, and network speak. Same functionality, different example. That's about views and default directories. Now the possibility to adjust the scroll speed for the navigation tree. And the challenge was, improve the usability. Of course, if you have a UMS with a lot of thin clients and a lot of profiles, then it took too much time to scroll in the tree to find the right one. And the solution was, or the solution is, to adjust a faster scrolling in the navigation tree. And you will find it under MISC settings, and then you will open this window, and then you can activate the use drag and drop boost. Drag and drop boost means the faster scrolling, because you will scroll in this tree to drag and drop something, data, a file, or some settings, profile, and so here you can activate this faster scrolling by use drag and drop boost, and of course you can adjust the speed by the drag and drop boost speed from fast to really fast or whatever. Okay. Have a look at it. You will find it in the Universal Management Suite version 5.3.100 under MISC. Now something about master profiles. I don't know if you ever used it, but what is a master profile? If you don't know what it is, please have a look at our basic webinar every Monday afternoon at 2 p.m. Middle European time, so German time, sorry. In this basic usage webinar, you will be explained what a profile is, how to create it, and how to override and how to inherit settings from different profiles. And a master profile is a little bit different. A master profile will always overrule standard profiles. So it will be a different behavior of a master profile to a standard profile. The master profile will always override everything. And yeah, of course, you will find it in IGEL TechChannel, techchannel.igel.com, how to use master profiles. And now I will open the screenshot for that. Formerly, we had under in the server, in the UMS, first master profiles and then profiles. So a lot of customers created some master profiles and then some profiles in addition. And the behavior was, yeah, let's say strange, because the master profile will override everything you create in the profiles. It's different behavior. And to avoid these misunderstandings and misconfigurations, in the 5.3.100, in the actual version of the UMS, you find first profiles, and below of it you find master profiles. If you ever used a partial updates are software or driver installation or even certificate installation for Windows 7 thin clients, or even for Windows devices with which are using our universal management agent, like in this possibility. And we created this partial update information. The challenge was we want to have information in the UMS if a partial update was successfully installed or even not. And the solution was a new information node with detailed information about the partial updates which are installed or even not. And you will see it when you mark up the thin client, like you see here before. It's in UMA device, so Windows 7 notebook. And then you find in the system information a new entry is called partial updates, and here you see the name of the partial update, the version, the date when it is installed, and the description. This is a root certificate which has been installed on the thin client. On this Windows 7 device. For this, you need the Windows 7 version 3.12.100 or the UMA version 2.2.100. Here again, some more information. If you have ever created a partial update, then you maybe know what a Lua file is. This manifest Lua is just a description of this device, and you find all the information of this manifest Lua, the name, the version, and the description here in this partial updates entry in the system information. In a Linux device, you will roll out a certificate as a file. Just copy it on the thin client and everything works. In the Windows world, you have to install it to include it into the certificate stores of the Windows operating system, the registry and all this stuff. So it's needed to do it with a partial update. It's not enough to just copy it. The next topic is our secure terminal connection. And the challenge was to remote maintenance without interrupting the end user. Just to connect to the thin client, make some maintenance without disturbing my users. And the solution was a secure terminal connection between UMS, administrator, and device. Requirement for this is a Linux firmware 5.10.170, and this is only a private build. So if you want to use it now or test it, please contact the pre-sales team with presales@igel.com for the private build of the 5.10.170, or even wait until the 5.11 will be released in the next days. And if you have this correct firmware, at least the 5.10.170, you have to enable a registry key in the device setup like this. Open a profile, go to the configuration, system, then system, and then registry on the bottom. And if you click on the registry, please search for the parameter network telnet enabled. And then you have the possibility to enable this telnet access. It also works for PuTTY, and you have to open the port 22 to run this SSH connection. The requirement in the UMS console, this was the setting on the thin client, now the settings in the UMS. You will find them under UMS administration. And then, like you see here, highlighted the remote access. And here are settings for secure VNC and also for the secure terminal. Here you can activate global secure terminal. How does it work, this global secure terminal? All communication is done through an SSL tunnel. And please be informed that the user on the thin client gets no information that a terminal connection has been established. So you will do it parallel to his daily work if you want to, and he will not recognize that something happens on his device. How to start this tunnel? Make a right click on this thin client and tap on with the left mouse button on secure terminal, and then this secure SSL connection starts. If you run an environment with a lot of thin clients and a lot of profiles and everything, and maybe you have different administrator accounts with different rights or the possibility to see different things in the UMS, it was our challenge to improve the usability when I work with a lot of profiles and views. And the solution was, it's possible to just copy it into other profiles or folders. And this can be done via Control-C and Control-V, or even by a right click and copy and paste. So you can mark up a folder of profiles and copy and paste it to a different one. The last thing in this from the new features are some new administrative tasks, 2 of them. The challenge was to reduce the size of the database and even to optimize or speed up the UMS. That was a challenge, and the solution are these 2 new tasks to delete unnecessary database entries. Here we see a screenshot of our administrative tasks. Here you find the database backup for the embedded database, whatever, and also 2 new jobs, like delete administrative job execution data, that are database entries generated by administrative tasks. It can be deleted after the task has been done. And the other thing is to delete process events generated in a high availability environment, and they can also be deleted. For the end of this webinar, we have some fixed issues, 3 of them. We removed the obsolete mPlayer codecs download and delete option because it's no longer supported, so we don't need it any longer in our UMS. The quick search in the menu bar from the UMS is now using the local machine from where you started and not using the UMS server. So if more than one administrator are working parallel in this UMS, it will get much faster. And we included a failsafe for partial updates that empty or customized URLs will not work any longer. I think that are some fixed issues. and some information for you as a user. I don't know if you have ever heard about our IGEL TechChannel. Please have a look at it, because you find free education, architecture tips, and also, I think in 2 hours, this webinar for a reload. It's constantly updated, like I mentioned. Today there will be added this webinar to it, and you find a lot of free videos from the size 5 to 10 minutes for special technical support issues. Have a look at techchannel.igel.com. It's a good thing parallel to our edocs.igel.com. If you read it, or even if you want to see these videos. And also a question I get sometimes: where can I download this actual Universal Management Suite in the version 5.3.100? You will find it on our website, http //myigel.biz, our download portal. And here you find it under the entry Universal Management Suite. When you type on this in the middle of the screen, you have the choice of the 2 operating systems, Linux or Windows. If you choose your operating system, then you will find the version 5.3.100, and you can download it. And then my last word is, if you have some questions, please type it in this GoToWebinar tool. Otherwise, have fun by testing the UMS 5.3.100. Thank you for your time.